Hello again, everyone. Artebreeze here. This is Summoner Wars League Season 9, Week 2, Sky Spear Avians and Phoenix Elves. We've got Nadhir playing the Avians and h37 playing the Phoenix Elves. Notice here how the birds have moved to the right side of the map to try and aggro that archer. That plan unfortunately backfired. I don't hate the plan though. The odds of getting 2 hits with 3 dice is 75%. In my strategy guide, I suggested Ava likes to go the other way around her starting wall and set up in the midfield, but that opportunity exists with this starting setup. I don't hate it. We've got some really aggressive deployment of beasts and early use of Spirit of the Phoenix here. Don't hate it. But the one thing I notice is, look how far back Maldaria is. That can be a problem when using Maldaria. She does like to be in the action a little bit to provide support to her units, able to hit with her attack and suck those units back and protect them. They're expensive and they're exposed when they're deep in the enemy field and they've got no way of getting out. And I think we can see that here. Any units that have been deployed at this moment have been lost, although if you look at the discard piles, they're not that far off each other. The Phoenix Elves seem to not lose too much economy trying to take on the birds. It doesn't help that the birds have summoned already 2 divers. Divers are useful and divers are great, but they are kind of expensive for what they are. Most units in the game that have 4 stat points do not cost 1 magic, they cost 0. I don't love Ava's secondary gate there. What you see is a weird kind of stalemate, like how that fire beast is pressed up against it. Would it be such a bad thing if there was no gate there and Maldaria had to overextend herself into Ava's zone? Now, Maldaria has left herself open, and Ava now has an opportunity to get a shot at her and pull that unit back with Gathering Song. It's curious to me that she does not take that opportunity and tries to aggro the common units instead. I tend to take every opportunity I can to attack Maldaria because she starts with such low health. If you can manage to get Maldaria down to 6 health at this stage in the game without any Sky Salts being played, that makes it that much easier for Ava to move in, press hard, and finish Maldaria. Maldaria is once again showing off all the extra damage that she can do in turn. She connects on that Sentinel and then connects again on Ava herself. That's a major burn. Ava also doesn't have much health, and once she gets a few hits taken, it's very hard to use her. Ava decides to stand her ground here and drop some gates in the midfield. With the number of fire beasts that we've seen, I think that's an alright move. That would be my main concern with Ava where she is that a fire beast could come off of that Ember Mage and attack her again. Instead, we see Maldaria moving up into the midfield and trying to establish some aggressive forward positioning. Clearly, that Guardian is going to be put in front of Maldaria. The reason I like that move is it only leaves 2 spaces for Ava to execute a Sky Assault attack. She also has to take punishment in order to leave. However, I think the concern you should always have when you're playing against Ava is avoiding those Sky Assault Battle Song combos. I see Cyruk getting played a lot, and of all the champs that Ava has, Cyruk is probably the best. I don't know how much I love Cyruk though. Reason being, it does cost a lot to have him. You can't just summon the 5-cost champ. You also have to have those other units on the board, especially the Steward and the Sage, in order to get maximum value, and those units come with a cost as well. Cyruk is really good, though, for long-range distance firing and just really hammering on people. However, this isn't that situation right now. The two factions are playing in tight. Here we see a Sky Assault combo. However, it's missing two important components. It's missing the Stewart for Cyruk to get the worthy dice, and it's also missing Battle Song. That's really too bad, because that's going to affect how much overall damage, while the birds are also taking that punishment on the retribution effect that Maldaria has. Even still, just after that turn, Maldaria is now heavily damaged, and she's in kind of big trouble. Maldaria's saving grace, however, is that Ava is also kind of in big trouble with only 5 health to go. I don't want to say that that was an optimal use of Sky Assault, but that might have been the best move available depending on Nadhir's cards, and that's something we don't know. There's a punishing 4-for-4 range. Pretty low odds of getting that. That's a really lucky hit. Now Ava's in big trouble. Now Ava can't really be used at all. And I would say at this point, the tide has turned into the Phoenix Elves' favor. I picked this matchup because I was talking about Nadhir and how great of a player he was in Summoner Wars 1st edition. I felt like there was a tier above all players when I was playing on the app back in those days, and only Nadhir and Snog were on that tier. Everyone else was kind of good. No one was really good like those two. Nadhir has been crawling up through the ranks slowly since the Summoner Wars League began. I suspect that's only because Nadhir is a busy guy and he's only got so much time to get the repetitions in. As I said, I still feel that Nadhir is on his way to the top. It's just a matter of time. I don't know anything about H37, so I can't say much about him. Having said that, I think this game really showcases just how one bad game and how sometimes one bad play can get you booted out of your tier, and then you're down in the lower tier, and then it takes a full 2 months to get back. It's a very punishing league format, which also is crazy just how those guys, Snog, Donkey, Massimo, Orange Lazarus, how they seem to manage to stay at the top all the time. It's really hard to do that. You've got to basically never make mistakes, and you will have bad games. You will have unlucky things happen, but you have to be so much better all the time that those things don't end up hurting you too badly, and those guys all manage to do it. Obviously, it's not enough to just split your games when you have a matchup that's uneven. You have to find ways to win matchups that are not in your favor, and you have to find a way to do that consistently if you want to be on the top. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's all I got. Good luck to Nadhir and H37.